Hey guys, in this video, we're going to talk about how to make product VFX using Blender. So I just opened up Blender and it's time to load up the footage into Blender. So let's click, go to output settings, set the frame rate to 29.97 maybe, or you can also set to custom and type your frame per second because it is important. I'm going to set this to 29.97 and the resolution is good. Now click open and open up your footage. I'll put the link to the same footage in the description down below so you can also use it. So that's the footage right here, and let's go into render settings, go into color management and change from AGX to standard. That's how it looks like, and I think it's good. Okay, so if you play it, that's how the footage looks like. I want to select a specific part of the footage. I don't want to do it from the beginning. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to go ahead and set the ending frame to like 504 and set the starting to here maybe. So I think I need to set this to like 505 to 53, I think. And okay, that's nice. Let's set this to 572 and starting to 252 and play the video. So the video loads up into the RAM. So you don't have to like lag your system. So yeah, that's important. Okay. So after playing the video, you're good to go. Now it's time to just go ahead and add trackers. So on the first frame, I'm going to go ahead and click, maybe I can change, but I don't want to change it. I'm going to turn on normalize and also previous frame. The normalize actually doesn't like it let Blender to not affect tracker with light change. Let's click detect features and track forward. Now again, detect features and track backward. Okay, now go to the middle of the video and click detect features. First track backward and then get back to the same frame and track forward. Okay, so I think it's done. Okay, and the tracking is okay. Let's expand this. Some of them are going off. Select them and hit X and delete. Maybe, but we can also fix it in solve. So don't worry about it. Okay, that's good. And now it's time to just go ahead and do our solve. Everything's looking good. Let's just make it smaller. Go into solve and click focal length, optical center. Maybe no, I don't wanna. Just solve. Oh, why it's not working? It's actually because the keyframe A and keyframe B is set to 1 and 30, but in fact our timeline is from 252 and into 572. So let's set the first keyframe A to 252 and the keyframe B to something like 300. So select two frames that have the most perspective change and then solve camera motion. We got an error of 2.12, which is not good. Let's go into cleanup and click filter track. Let's decrease the threshold value to select some of the trackers that have very high error that makes problem. Let's delete them and click solve camera motion again. So we got an error of 2.15. Let's click clean tracks and just play around with the reprojection error and delete. Solve camera motion again. Okay, so it's not good. Let's click clean track, increase the reprojection error until you select few of them in the end and delete them because they're actually making problem. So you have to do it again and again until you get an error that is lower than 1 maybe. Yeah, just click clean track again and try to select some tracker that are really bad and hit X and delete. Solve camera motion. We got 0.69. Maybe I can decrease it than that. Let's just click clean track again and let's select some trackers, X and delete, solve camera motion. We got, okay, so again, click it. You have to do it again and again until you get something. Okay, I got a good thing. 0.56, which is really good. Less than 1, that's fine. Let's click set as background and set up tracking scene. It will add tracker, cube, and a plane there. Okay, so now it's time to orient the scene. So first of all, let's just click this tracker and click set origin. And then we're going to select two trackers and click set scale to make the scale a little bit better. Yeah, that's okay. 2.7 distance is fine. Maybe I can just go ahead and set x-axis for this tracker, or maybe I'm going to go ahead and select this tracker and click set x-axis. I think that's fine. Maybe I can change it. Maybe I can play around with it. I think I'm going to try this one. Oh, it's not working. It's not good. You can look at the viewport there. If it is orienting right, then it's good. But if it's not, then you don't have to. Okay, I think that's fine. Let's go into general layout to go into 3D viewport. If you go into camera view, select the camera, go into camera settings, under background image, increase opacity so you can see better. Okay, so if you just expand this thing here and see what's going on, that's how it looks like. So it clearly seems to not working. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna change the transform to 3D cursor so I can rotate the camera around the 3D cursor. So I'm gonna go ahead and rotate it, maybe on z-axis, and I can rotate it on the z-axis or maybe y-axis to like find the best. You can say to match it with the perspective of the scene. So I'm just trying to rotate it. Maybe I can delete the plane. I'm gonna just play around with the cube here and move it on z-axis. Maybe I can right click and add a smooth. So if I play it, it doesn't seem to work. So I can turn on motion tracking also. Oh, actually, it is not oriented right because you can see it's like very shit. So we can select the camera. Maybe we can just go to the side and click R to rotate around the 3D cursor. And just if you go to camera view, I think it's looking good. I guess. Maybe I can slightly rotate on y-axis. And okay, so I'm just gonna get back here. Maybe I can rotate it again to see how it works. Yeah, like that. And okay, so if you play it, as you can see, the things is staying there, and that's what we wanted. And okay, let's just scale it up like that. Oh, it's a little bit up. Let's go into y-axis. Just move it to so it's like fit to the plan. Let's set the origin. Oh, let's set this to meridian point again, so we can scale this thing up and down. Okay, yeah, that's looking good. Maybe I can move it slightly on x-axis to test it out. And if I play it, as you can see, the thing is staying there, and that's what we wanted. Oh, don't go out of the way because it will not work. But inside this frame, right, it does work, and that's what we wanted. Okay, that's looking good. Now I think it's time to grab our product in there and start doing something with it. And yeah, let's just set the size to a little bit smaller for the motion tracker. Okay, so okay, yeah, you can change the shape of your tracker if you want. You can set this to spheres or whatever you want, like arrows, and maybe you can set this to plain arrow, or maybe you can just call it a cube. Maybe you can call it a cone. I think cone is cool. I'm just gonna scale it down, and yeah, I think that's looking good. And okay, it is making the shape of the building, and that's what we wanted. So that's the entire thing here. Okay, I think okay. So in Sketchweb, I found this prime model by NK. I don't know what, but I'm gonna put the link to it. Don't worry. I'm gonna save the file. Sorry, I'm gonna import the GLB file. I actually downloaded it in GLB format, and it is really a good model. I love it because it is low poly and it is amazing. So let's just import it. It is a little bit bigger, so let's scale it down. It have an empty. Let's delete the cube because we don't need it. Select this empty here that is parented to the bottle and go into material view. Oh, GLB always have material on it. That's what I love about GLB format. So now let's put it in there, and I think that's already looking good. And yeah, I think that's good. We're just gonna go ahead and click render. No, we're gonna do some stuff with it. Okay, let's just align it in the center of the thing here, and if you play it, this thing is staying there, and that's what we were looking for. And I think that's super nice. Yeah, you can just do your stuff with it. You can add a fluid simulation if you want. You can add rigid bodies. You can add cloth seam into it. You can do all the stuff you want to do with it. And I think that's amazing. Okay, so we got foreground and background layer. First of all, let's select the object within the background and click M and move them into foreground. Maybe the light also to foreground. Now let's delete the background collection. Also go into background layer and click the cross to delete the background layer. So just left with the foreground. Why I'm doing this? It is really shit. If you go inside it, it will make the render time really higher. Don't worry about it, okay? So actually, I'm going to add a plane here. It is actually going to be a shadow catcher. Maybe I can move these thing a little bit upward, slightly to match. So let's select the plane here, just slightly move it up. And I think that's looking good. That is going to be a shadow catcher, and we will catch some shadows with it. Okay, so let's just go into maybe we can just go into render setting, change it to cycles render, device to GPU compute, and denoising turned on. Let's go into object setting under visibility, turn on shadow catcher, and if you save the file, you will have something that looks good. Let's just save the file first, and then we're going to talk about it. We're going to call it tut instead of Blender file, and let's go into render view. So actually, we can't see anything. Let's go into render settings. Under film, click transparent so we can see the footage. And then it's time to add our HDRI to match the lighting of the scene. I'm going to open up a new window. I'm going to change this to shadow editor. Just close up. Um, so first of all, let's click new material. And for the plane here, I'm going to set this to like this grayish, blackish color. So it's a little bit better. Let's go ahead into the world settings, and I'm going to click Shift A. I'm going to go into texture here, and I'm going to add environment texture. I'm going to connect the color with the color of the background and click open. I'm going to open up an HDRI from polyhaven.com. It is really cool. This is the Ulmer, I don't know how to pronounce it, but yeah, that's good. Okay, so orientation is wrong. Let's hit Control T to add the texture coordinate and mapping node. Let's rotate these on maybe Z-axis, you can call it. Yes, okay, so it's not correct. You can just rotate it to finally make the orientation according to the other objects in the scene. And I think that's fine to me. That's looking good. Yes, okay. Yeah, that's looking good. Maybe I can slightly get down the strength of the background layer so it matches a little bit, and yeah, it is good to make it a little bit wide, but yeah, it's fine to me. Okay, so now I think what's next? Let's just add a plane here. We're gonna go ahead and scale it up, rotate it on y-axis, go into z-axis, and put it in here for the walls of the building. Yes, that's what I mean. Select these ending point. Maybe we can extrude or whatever we want to do with it. Maybe I can just go ahead and just select the down vertices. Just try to move it up like that. And okay, just move these two vertices down a little bit. We will try to match the orientation and the position of this plane to the background objects. So it is important to work on, you know what I'm saying? Okay, that's looking good. Maybe slightly just move it on x-axis like that. Let's go into wireframe to see if it is working or not. Let's just move it a little bit backward, and let's just see plate to see if it is working or not. Let's extrude these on y-axis as well. If you plate, it doesn't seem to work because as you can see it is off. So let's select the other face and just move it towards y-axis. But it's still not working. Let's select this face here. Oh, it's not selecting. There's this one. Just go into camera view. Just move it on y-axis, and it is not working. So it doesn't work. So you just have to tweak around until you match the orientation a little bit better. We are near, I think. Yes, I guess. Just move it slightly towards this axis. No, we're not near to it. Just select the other face. Just move it slightly on y-axis, and maybe we can just go ahead and slightly move it towards x-axis. Do it until these things matches together, so you have something perfectly matching. Let's select this edge and click E and extrude. Let's scale up the plane here, maybe. Just go into edit mode, hit Control R and add a loop cut in these two, and select and delete this face here. If you go into render view, that's how it looks like. And we're going to create a new material. We're going to set this to a dark color, and we're going to call it a shadow catcher. Okay, that's looking good. Yes, I think that's fine to me. Let's go in here and okay, so I added this thing here, and I'm gonna try to match it also with the other building. Maybe it is not important, but I'm still doing it. For sometime you have objects there, which means that you have to like go ahead and extrude them. So yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and extrude these edge here. Um, Maybe yes. I think I just need to extrude it on x-axis. and try to just move it a little bit down. Extrude on y-axis as well, like that. And okay, just go into camera view and go into render settings, render view, sorry, and that's how it looks like. Okay, that's looking good. I think I need to go into edit mode and hit if I just go ahead and play it, I don't know. Yeah, select this one, that's fine. And I'm just looking at it. I'm not gonna remove anything within the video. I'm gonna hit Control R and add a loop cut here down there and hit Control B, I think. Yes. And I'm just gonna go ahead and select the other faces and click E to extrude them on that axis so it a little bit matches with the background layer. And I'm gonna go ahead and delete those faces, add the extra faces here. Maybe that one also, maybe that one. Yeah, I think now it matches a little bit. That's good. That's fine to me. Okay, so if you play it, that's how it's going to look like. And now I'm thinking about adding some more detail into it, like some cloth stuff, maybe. Okay, let's go into solid mode. And okay, so I searched for Prime truck, which is Prime Optimus Prime story. Yeah, I love I love this character, but I wanted to include this in my video. I don't know, it's weird, but I'm just gonna do it because I like it. So that's a good model. It is done by Blender user Srikant M. I'm gonna put the link to it. Maybe I'm not gonna download it. I'm gonna select another one. Yeah, that down there. I think that's looking good. I think yeah, that's the best one here. It is done by Linkin Pipe. I think yes. That's a good model. Amazing. Thank for the model and making it for free. I'm gonna put the link to it in the description down below so you can also download it. I'm gonna save it for you guys, and I can put the link to you. And it is an amazing model, I think. Yes, just download it. You can download any format. I'm gonna go ahead and download the GLB format because it is really good. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, this is the GLB format, which have all the texture included. Okay, so we're back here, and we're gonna go ahead and click this one, and maybe we can slightly scale it up and try and rotate it on Z-axis at 90 degree, negative 90 degree. Yes, that's what I'm saying. So let's just go ahead and extrude the shadow catcher on x-axis. Yes. So I'm just trying to select these thing here. Maybe I can just go ahead and extrude it like that, I think. Yes, it's looking good. It's fine to me. Extrude it like that. If you go into camera view, select the truck empty here. Just move it to any direction you want it to be. Just slightly move it towards y-axis like that. Scale it down a little bit. I don't know what's the exact scale have to be here. I'm just guessing it will be good if we have to have a Optimus Prime there. I think it's smaller, but I don't care. Yeah, that's looking good, I think. And oh, actually, it's looking good. It matches the light here. That's what we wanted. Okay, just going to solid. Let's move it a little bit backward. Let's get it slightly up. Just move it towards x-axis right here, near to the bottle. Just add a location keyframe by hitting K. I think for me it is K, but for you it will be I. Select the Prime Optimus and just move it towards x-axis and click I again to add a keyframe for the location. Select all the keyframe and click T to make it linear so they don't have to like start slowly and then go faster, but they will be in a continuous motion. So I'm just trying to make it a little bit slower by moving the keyframe a little bit backward. But I think I'm going to change it later on. But for now, it is good to me, and we're going to do some simulation, some cloth simulation with this model. Okay. Yeah, that's looking good. You know. Hit Control S and save the file. Just go into the first frame. So it's time to go into top view. Click Shift A and add a plane. Scale it up. Move to the Z-axis. Move on top of the bottle here. Go into Y-axis. Move it on Z-axis. So it's on top of the bottle. here. You know what I'm saying? And just try to apply the scale by hitting Control A and set the starting frame to maybe 100, and maybe I can say 100 and something. Why I'm doing this, I don't know, but yeah, it will be 252 for the final. But for now, for the cloth theme, we have to do it. Let's subdivide the thing here and multiple time, and yeah, that's good. Just chill. Just go into physics and add a cloth simulation here. Oh, okay. So it doesn't really work. Just scroll down to cache and set the starting frame to 150 and the ending frame to 572 maybe. Yes, 72, I guess. 73, okay. Reset it and it's going to work. Select the bottle, add collision, and then select, maybe I need to add a plane here for the other collision object. Shift A, okay, Shift A, let's add a plane down there. And okay, that's the plan. This is not going to be rendered, but it's just going to be a collision object, so you don't have to worry about it. Yes. Okay, so just slightly move it on z-axis to match the ground here. And yeah, it is matching. And let's turn off for the render here and just scale it on x-axis like that. So you just fit it in within the frame. Let's just go ahead and into viewport settings, change it to bounds here so we can't see it. We just see the thing here. Just go into physics and add a collision here. Let's hit play to see the simulation works or not. And I think it is working. It's actually interacting with the objects, and that's what we wanted. So I think I need to shade it smooth. It is a little bit shit. Let's add a subdivision surface modifier to make it smoother. And the other thing is that they are colliding. They're not colliding with one another. So let's just go into cloth settings. We can scroll down into maybe collision and turn on self collision to let them collide with itself. And maybe I can go into z-axis and rotate it like that. So we have the corner for the Optimus Prime to take it. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so I think they're interacting with one another, but I think I slightly need to rotate it so it does a little bit makes sense for the Optimus Prime to have like as you can see, we need the corner to actually set in the direction of the Optimus Prime. So let's slightly rotate it. Maybe we can play it again to see if it's working or not. And okay, that's right here. Maybe I can just pause it and reset the animation here. Slightly rotate it on z-axis and play it. Let's see what we got here. Okay. Yeah, I think the direction is okay. Now we just need to do some simulation stuff with it. Okay. Sorry, not simulation, actually animation. So for the Optimus Prime to pull this cloth, you know what I'm saying? So let's just go into edit mode and select the vertices. Yeah, right here, just go into edit mode, select those vertices, you know, by hitting C and select them. Go into object settings, add a new group and click assign to assign the group here. And it won't work for some reason, I don't know. So I think I need to reset the simulation. Just go into physics, right click and reset default value, slightly get backward and reset the simulation. That's how it's going to look like in the beginning. And let's pause the simulation maybe right here and just go ahead and save the file. Go into modifier and apply the cloth modifier. Let's leave the subdivision. Let's just add another physics. It is going to be a cloth physics. Just add this into it. Move it upward on top of the subdivisions. Just go into settings and maybe can reset it. So it says some error. It says number of points in the cache doesn't matter. Okay, doesn't matter. So what we need to do, we're gonna go ahead and reset the default value. Why it's not working? Where is it? Oh, it's down there. Okay, okay, I got it. I got it. Just go ahead into the in frame. Set the start frame into 113 and the end frame to 572 maybe. And if you play it, that's how it looks like. And when the Optimus Prime start moving, oh, let's turn on self collision and reset it so they collide with one another. Let's save the file. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Just okay. For the pin group, let's select the group here. And in modifier, let's add a hook modifier. In going to deform, let's where is it? Deform. Let's add a hook modifier on top of everything. Actually, I need to add this in edit mode. Just go into edit mode. After in search for hook to new object and click it, and it will add the modifier itself and move it up. Now it added an empty into our report. So what we can do, we can just select the group here to affect it, save the file. So it created an empty here. So first of all, let's select the empty and then the Optimus Prime and hit Control P to parent the empty into Optimus Prime. So the parent moves with the Optimus Prime and it's also grabbing the cloth to itself. So let's just go into the physics. Let's set the quality steps to maybe something like 7 and scroll down and set the quality to maybe 5. Set the distance to 0.001 for both of them. Save the file and just click back to back the simulation. So after backing the simulation, that's what we got here. If you play it, as you can see, that's the simulation that we got so far, and I think it does look good. And you can make it more detailed if you want, but I think that's good for me. Let's just go ahead into the Optimus Prime. Maybe we can just play around with the animation. Maybe we can just make it a little bit faster if you want, to pull it very faster maybe. And just like this thing here, just go ahead into modifier, just add a generate and add a solidify modifier and make the thickness a little bit like that, and save the file here into the cloud settings, delete the back here, and let's just go ahead and save the file. I'm gonna bake it again to see what we got here. So after baking it, that's what we got here, and I think that's looking good. Just jump in compositing and you will see so many nodes by default. You're gonna go ahead and select them and hit X and delete. We just left the composite and viewer node. Shift A and create a movie clip here, and then Shift A and then just go ahead and create a render layer node right here, and just go ahead and Shift A and create an alpha over node and connect the image to the bottom image, I think. Yes, and the top image to the top one maybe. So let's just connect this to the both images. Yeah, that's it. Control S and save the file. Set the max sample to maybe 180, 128 maybe. And for the output, I'm gonna go ahead and set this to FF MPEG. And for the encoding, I'm gonna set this to MPEG 4. And for the location, I'm gonna go ahead and set something up. Maybe you can set it to like here, accept it, save the file, and you are good to go. You just need to hit render animation and you are done. Now we're just rendering an image if you want to see and check how it looks like. And yeah, for the final thing, I actually added a material into the cloth, which was like a very simple material. I actually added a Warrenite texture to the normal map. That's it. That was the entire material that was in the final video. But I just went for a simple material here, so you don't have to like worry about making it complicated. So yeah, that's how it looks like, and I think that's fine. Yeah, you can play around with it if you want, but that's fine to me. So if you found this tutorial helpful, you can just hit the subscribe button, you can like the video, and you can share it with your friends so they can also learn about it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.